Let's talk about what your seventh house cusp, so the sign on your seventh house, in your seventh house, is telling you about your partnership style, about the partners you attract, and also what you are suppressing in your personality and what your partner will reflect back to you, right? Your partner will show you what you're suppressing, and you will most likely blame your partner for them not being this or that. But really, it's just a mirror trying to tell you what you need to integrate within yourself. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about Capricorn Rising, Aquarius Rising, and Pisces Rising. So if you're one of these signs, this video is for you. Let's start with Capricorn Rising, Cancer on the seventh house cusp. Generally speaking, your partnership style is very nurturing. It's very protective and it's deeply loyal. You seek emotional safety in relationship. But that's also where the suppression comes in, right? Because as a Capricorn Rising, you may suppress that energy within you. And then you will attract partners that show you exactly that thing that you're suppressing. You want a caring, family-oriented partner, someone who makes you feel at home. But if you haven't integrated that part in your personality, then the partner that you're actually going to attract, and then also quote unquote the open enemy, because this is the house of open enemies, that partner will show you where you are not nurturing, caring, soft, that kindness, that motherly nature. You might attract partners that have problems with vulnerability. And that's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for vulnerable partner that you can also be vulnerable with. But possibly you're suppressing that in your personality because as a Capricorn Rising, the way you've been taught, the way you've been coded, the way you've been conditioned might not have been with vulnerability. So you either attract partners that are highly emotional or clingy, or you attract partners that are keeping you at bay. But they are just there to remind you to soften your own walls, to balance the boundary, to not have the wall high up here or completely down, but have the balance, finding that balance within you. And I'm not talking about balance is like right in the middle. That is that makes no sense in the quantum field, right? Based on quantum physics, that makes no sense that we are always going to be right in the middle. Like we are always, because everything moves, right? Everything moves, everything is vibrational. So there's never going to be a static. But there's also not going to be a static on the poles, right? So if you're staying on your pole constantly, on that pole or on that pole, you will never really feel full because you're holding on to something, right? Like life is vibrating, but you're trying to hold on to this one thing. Or, if we want to bring it into a relationship, you might try to hold on to that person because you're like, they are my anchor. It's only that person. Is it that person? Or are you trying to hold on to something within you that you've been conditioned with, but that is not serving you? And then that is showing up in the partner. So loosening that within you doesn't mean that you have to also lose that partner, right? That partner can shift with you, but that is not fully up to you because that partner comes here with their own free will. So you might be able to loosen that with that, whatever it is within you. And then that partner will correspond or respond to you accordingly if that is also on their path. Let's continue with Aquarius Rising. Now for you, this is Leo on the seventh house cusp. Your partnership style is very proud, very romantic, very expressive. You want relationships to feel larger than life. And that often shows up in a good and not so good way. You're generally seeking very confident partners that feel like light, like the sun, that shine, partners who inspire joy and creativity. But then that's where the suppression comes in as well, where you as the Aquarius Rising are not someone in the limelight, right? So you might suppress that Leo part within you. And that will then be shown to you through a partner. And that can be a partner that, in your opinion, might shine too much, might be too big for their own shoes as you see it. That just shows you where you are not fully showing up for yourself, where you're not fully shining. Or you're attracting a partner that is keeping things at bay. They might suppress that part as well, right? It might show up as more like not an authentic sun, but like a pretentious sun. And that might trigger that part within you as well. So whatever your partner triggers within you is something you need to look at. You need to look at it within you. Where in me am I not shining? Where am I not showing up for myself? Where am I maybe pretending, like trying to be someone because I think I have to be that person? I see that often with Aquarius rising. If they don't have any planets in the 7th house, they often suppress their light. They don't fully show up. They want to stay in the background. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that per se, but if you're then suppressing a part of you, you're not really fully you, you're not fully authentic. I'd attract these showy and egotistical people just to show you where you're not fully showing up for yourself, because they mirror the part of you that craves recognition but not allows the recognition. Pisces rising, Virgo on the 7th house card. Now your partnership style is very detail oriented, very health conscious, and you generally show up as very supportive, very helpful in your partnership. You want to be of service to your partner. There's a practicality that defines your relationship, but that's also where the suppression can come in. You can suppress that perfectionist, because as a Pisces rising, you are boundless, and you may suppress that perfectionist critical side within you, and then you are attracting partners who are very nitpicky and judgy because they mirror your own need to balance order with compassion. And again, so this open enemy or this partner, I'm not saying every partner that we attract is our open enemy, but our partner can show us whatever it is we are suppressing. Where inside of you is your inner critic either too harsh or, you're not conscious of it at all, and you're just floating through the world, not knowing what you're going to do tomorrow. And like 5 years down the line, you're still just floating. And you have all these big dreams, but nothing ever comes to fruition because you're not taking inspired action, and you're not grounded in it, right? We came to this planet, right? Our soul came into this planet to ground in and to work with the material world. There is no other point to be here, right? We are here to ground in and experience the beauty of the material world. And so utilizing that beautiful Piscean energy of yours that is expansive and vast and sees all the possibilities, and then grounding it in. It's like in quantum physics, we are talking about that field of possibility, and then it only becomes real, quote unquote. It only materializes when you focus in, when you observe, then you see. When the observer focuses on a point. Now, with Pisces energy, it's always just like, I'm just doing this. But the Virgo energy says, no, we're going to focus here. This is probably my favorite axis because it's a very strong axis within me, right? This is a very strong polarity within me in my own chart. So I'm very familiar with this energy. So it's really important to find that Virgo energy within you, not to overpower the Piscean energy, but to balance it and to then create beauty in the material world.